Well, we'll get started. Austin, pleasure to meet you. Where are you calling in from today?
Yeah, I'm calling in from Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam right now.
Ho Chi Minh City, nice. All right. Let's go. Are you, just out of personal curiosity, are you more of a pho or a banh mi kind of guy?
I'm kind of banh mi kind of guy. That's my breakfast every day.
I love it. I haven't had them for breakfast, but I'll definitely try that sometime soon. Perfect. Please, if you want to take it away, tell me. I want to hear all about you. I want to hear your story, your background, everything before we get into Saner.ai. Please take it away.
Yeah, so I'm fully Vietnamese. I'm calling from Vietnam right now. So I guess my story is about trying a lot of different things when I was young. So I started with many different ambitions. For example, like at 19, right, I wanted to be an MC, but I wasn't comfortable with it enough. So I tried different paths. Like I tried to be a consultant at some like big firms, and eventually I landed a role in a big tech company in Southeast Asia. But after that, I still tried to test out all the career paths. Like I tried to be an influencer, got a couple of thousand of followers, and tried to be an actor. But none of that like feel right for me. I feel like some things were missing, right? And I kept wondering like, who am I? Like what I should do with my life, etc. And at one point in time, I even considered going back to school to study my master to just buy time and figure it out. But I guess like luckily I share my story with many of my friends, and one of them also had the same struggle. So we teamed up, and finally after a couple of months, I quit my corporate job and jumped on board to build a startup. And yeah, that's how my startup journey began. Is actually about trying a lot of different things in the past and gradually going towards what I feel like is the one for me. Yeah.
Were you working on more of the software development, the marketing side in these startups?
Yeah. So in my startups, I'm the co-founder and COO, which means I handle the business, marketing, and operations side.
The ones before you started your own, the ones that you worked at. Were you handling more of the marketing side or more of the software development side?
Right, I'm handling more of the marketing and strategy side in that corporate. Yeah.
Perfect. And then I'm assuming you kind of just saved up, put money away, and then when you were ready to start your own startup, you used that savings, right?
Correct. Yeah, okay. That's how I live right now.
Gotcha. I find that most people either quickly raise a small amount of like friends and family round. They either save up some like this will give me 6 months of runway to test an idea, or they still work at another startup and then work on their idea on nights and weekends, or they work at another company, work on theirs on nights and weekends. If you're working at a startup full time and then you're also working on your own startup full time, that's way too much. You're probably going to burn yourself out. Perfect. Well, tell me more about Saner.ai. How did you come up with the idea for it? And how did you get it to where it is now?
Right. So the first thing is that my co-founders and I were obsessed with the idea of having our own Jarvis in Iron Man. If you know that, like it's an assistant that just know what you need and when you need it. So initially we set out to build it, and the dream was big. We want to build an AI that could help anyone manage their life like Iron Man. Yeah, but then after we start building it, we realized that crafting a general product without lots of funding is freaking difficult. So after that, we try to deep dive into our competitive advantage and what the market needs. And we realized that, first of all, my co-founder, he has ADHD. So he's buried under task reminder emails all the time. And he also tried kind of like every productivity tools out there, but most of them doesn't fit. And none were designed for the way his brain actually works. But then we discovered that it wasn't just him, right? When we first launched, the people who resonated the most with our beta products were people with ADHD. They messaged us like something like, "This feels unreal, this what I've been looking for a long time," etc. So after all that, we think that we found something worth doing in the market. So we have found a market fit because we're solving our own problem with ADHD. Second, we have a real underserved audience, like people want a tool built with ADHD in mind. And third, we have some early tractions from those users that telling us we are onto something. So yeah, after all that insights, we decided to target a niche segment, which is like professional with ADHD who want to manage their life easier and more productive. So that's why we try to build Saner.ai. Yeah.
Does it more like connect with your Google Calendar and things like that to send you reminders, or how does it specifically help with tasks?
Right. So Saner.ai first is a note-taking app. It's an AI note app where you put all of your notes in and you can ask AI to like just get the answers really quick. But then after like, a lot of interview with users, we realized that people struggle with tasks. So we add the task management aspect. So basically you can just random what you think and it will identify the task, schedule it into the Google Calendar for you. And if you want to reschedule it or if you want to reprioritize the task, you can just talk with AI and it will handle everything for you. And we're also building an inbox for your emails, which means it will scan through your emails and identify emails that need action items. It will automatically suggest that, so you can just click accept and it will be put in your calendar, in your task list, so you don't forget what email you should follow up. Yeah.
Nice. I keep it pretty simple on mine. I just have a moving to-do tab on my calendar, and every day I just add like 3 or 4 little items like I need to get these done today. And I'll just knock this out. So I completely understand the checklist method. Like it feels so good ending the day and having all those things knocked out, and then just being able to go home and like binge Netflix and feeling relaxed of like I already did it all. I don't have to worry, you know. So,
yeah.
Perfect. I saw that you got into Techstars with Saner.ai. Which Techstars program was that, and how was your experience?
Yeah, that was the Techstars Tokyo program. We are the first batch in Tokyo, and the experience was amazing. Yes, because first of all, I really love Japan, and the 3 months in Japan was like life-changing for me and for my startup, because first initially we are just some guys from Vietnam trying to build a global business, right? We didn't have any ideas about how global tech company works. But Techstars, they are a big VC in the early stage. They have a lot of connection and mentors. So we learned a lot through Techstars Tokyo. The major thing is they have a wide network of mentors. We met around more than 80 mentors during the program. We have 5 lead mentors, and they gave us a lot of like inside ideas into how to actually build a global tech company. And we also learned a lot about what we should focus on the early stage, etc. Yeah, so overall, like the Techstars Tokyo program was amazing and it was life-changing for us. Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome, man. Oh, perfect. Tell me a little bit more about your local startup ecosystem. Listen, if you've seen previous episodes on the channel, you know we love Japan. We love, talking about Tokyo. You're actually our first guest from Vietnam. So I'm really excited to hear more. I hear great things about what's happening in Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi, but you're our first person to talk to from there. Tell me about what's happening kind of on the ground. Are you seeing a lot more startups come out of there? Are you seeing universities change their curriculum to help with that? What's your feel?
Yeah, so I definitely feel like the startup scene here is still young, right? But it's growing really fast, because in my circles, I have a few friends in the early 20s also building companies right now. It's scrappy, but there's definitely a trend that young people want to build startup and do something on their own. And I see that the Vietnamese government is also trying to push for startup and AI in specifically. Like they have many policy to support it, like incentive, tax benefit for employees, etc. Yeah, so the policy are promising, and I'm excited to see if they really follow through, because the policy will take effect like next year. And if they do it, it could change the game for a lot of like high-tech founder here, especially the one who don't have access to like Silicon Valley stuff. Yeah, so I'm hopeful. Yeah.
I know in Japan right now they have like their 2-year startup visa. Or is there anything equivalent to that in Vietnam right now?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the government also set up some kind of preferential visa for founders and for high-tech workers coming to Vietnam. Yeah.
Nice. Love to hear it about Vietnam. Love to hear things are changing. I'll definitely do a little bit more of a deep dive myself to see what sort of programs they have, and I'll put those in the description. So if anybody's interested in Vietnam as a potential hub for starting their startup, they can get more info. Always love to ask this question. Wanted to hear you you are a young founder. This is your first, full startup, and you've already been so successful. Tell me what's one piece of advice that you would give to early stage and maybe first time founders, some maybe a mistake they can avoid, or just a general piece of advice.
All right. So I will give two because I have two big lessons. Yeah. So the first one is to get obsessed with your user problem, like try to talk to them consistently. And I personally interview more than 200 users to understand their pain points inside and out. So yeah, you want to understand that. And first of all, it helps you build a better product. Second, if you want to raise fund, equipping yourself with a lot of user insight will help in that process. The second thing is that you have to do things that don't scale, do the non-glamorous things. Like in my previous job, right? I work in a big tech company, everything is laid out, it's all about fine-tuning the system. But when I jump into the startup, I have to learn and do anything from scratch. So yeah, you have to get that mindset, get your hand dirty, and that could help you a lot in the way. Yeah.
Nice. Great pieces of advice. I love the second one. Well, I love both of them, because the first one, being obsessed with your customer's problem, is basically the first month of what we do in the program I run. It's so important, and people don't talk to their customers enough. And the second one I love, I think Michael Siebel said, it's you need to do the things that don't scale. And his example he always uses is Airbnb. They were in California, they were in Y Combinator, and then one of the partners there asked him, where are most of your customers? They said, New York. Because then why are you here in California? I could go to New York and go talk to your customers. And do that. And when you have 100 customers, you can take the time to go and talk to them in person and find out their experience. Because now they can't because it's too big. But very much great advice of be obsessed with your customer's problem and do the things that don't scale at the very early stage. All right, perfect, man. Before we wrap up, any final thoughts? Anything you want to promote? Any launches coming up that you want to speak about?
Yeah, so we are pushing out the official version of the Proactive AI Assistant next week. So basically, it will scan through all your inbox, email, notes, calendar every morning and give you an optimal plan for the day. And during the day, it will check in with you to make sure you are on track, or you can change the plan with it. Yeah, so I think that would benefit a lot of people, and yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Perfect. Send me the link and I'll put it in the description so people can find it and hopefully use it soon.
Yeah, so awesome, man.
Awesome. Austin, it was a pleasure to meet you today, man. I hope you have a great night for you, a great day for me. And I'll hopefully get to visit you sometime soon in person.
Yeah, absolutely. Just tell me when you come to Vietnam and we could grab a coffee. Yeah.
Sounds good. Ooh, I've had Vietnamese coffee. It's strong.
Yes, it is, man.
Yeah, I'll have to water mine down, but perfect. I'll talk to you later, man. See you.
Yeah.